Its vintage facade hides the modern evolution within. It's a bit like seeing grandma play with Facebook on her iPad. And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Harry Lee. On behalf of our owners and the team at McDonald Real Estate, it's our pleasure to welcome you as participants of the auction here for number 19 Melbourne Street in this prized pocket of Springvale. Now, for those of you determined to be our new owner, I certainly wish you courage in your upcoming endeavours. Just bid with confidence, knowing that I'm simply here to assist and guide you towards reaching your real estate ambitions. But before we do commence the bidding process, I'm going to quickly cover the rules of the auction and run through the terms and conditions in which you may purchase. Now, under the Sale of Land Regulations Act 2005, Schedule 2, the auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting any bids or offers on a property after it's been knocked down to a successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price. As the auctioneer, I'll simply indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids and prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and it prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and it provides fines for this conduct. One of the vendors or their representative intends to bid to purchase the land. The rules permit vendor bids. Only I, as the auctioneer, can make a bid on behalf of the vendor who is not bidding to purchase the land. The words I will use during the auction to indicate I am making a bid on behalf of the vendor who is not bidding to purchase the land are vendor bid. Now, my auction documentation has been made available to you by Andy Choi over recent weeks. It is there where it states that the property we are auctioning is identified on Certificate of Title Volume 8066 Folio 361, here being lot number 44 on Plan of Subdivision 26075. Some 673 square metres of land together with all improvements to us, more commonly pronounced as 19 Melbourne Street. The chattels are as per your contract. There have been no variations, no late changes have been made there. You will sign today cash and unconditional contract within which there are no cooling off periods. For the successful bidder amongst you, your obligations are simply twofold. One, it is to autograph the paperwork acknowledging the terms, the conditions and the price of the auction. Secondly, it is to pay a deposit equivalent to 1/10 of the final sale price, with the balance due at settlement in a flexible 30 or 60 days' time. A guarantee form is provided for any of you directors wishing to purchase in the name of a company. If you are here bidding on behalf of someone else, you may do so utilising the nomination clause. You might also find attached within the vendor statement, otherwise known as the Section 32. It outlines that the annual outgoings do not exceed $2,000 per annum. We are in a residential 1 zone. All services except for the telephone are connected. Great news that there are no known orders against the property, and of course, even better, Vic Roads has no proposals requiring any part of the land whatsoever. So that is the documentation, folks. By bidding here today, you are deemed to have read and approved all of them. It is at this time I will kindly ask for any questions, or else I'll simply take your silence as an assumption that you do accept and understand. Yes, sir. The dotted line along the back of the title there, what's that for? The dotted line on the back of the title, as far as I'm aware, so that is an easement on title. Now, you won't be able to build over that. That is there. It's quite common, I guess, for sewage purposes. Have no, I guess, concerns about it whatsoever. It's quite normal in the area. So you think that would stop me from building a shed or a garage? A shed or a garage, look, there are some exceptions about possibly sheds. Now, I can't speak of a garage. Normally, you have to go through the right avenues to, I guess, possibly build a garage over that. If you're not going over that at all, then have no concerns. You maybe just build it on the side of the house that's not overlapping the easement area there.
So the dotted line could stop you from building?
Look, potentially, but I trust that you've done your own research towards that as well and go through the right council requirements. Good luck today. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Auctioneer, I measured the land and it showed the frontage is 8 centimetres short of what is mentioned on the brochure.
Sure.
So who owns that 8 centimetres, and can I be assured that I will be purchasing the land you've disclosed in the brochure and in the title?
Okay, sure, ma'am. Look, there is an approximation made there, I guess, in the brochure you may have noticed. However, you buy what is on title today. We make no other representations other than what is represented on title. So if you actually see that on title it's accurate to what you measured, that's exactly what you're getting. You're going to get every single centimetre of it. Look, changes has not just been exclusive to within our home. The whole of Springvale has transformed. Within the last 5 years, we've seen the rise of Springvale Homemaker Centre, housing the likes of IKEA, Harvey Norman, JB Hi-Fi, just to name a few. We've seen the revamp of Springvale Railway Station, just 1 month away from its completion. We can see the great accessibility and transportation it has offered the area. We drive past, walk past all these developments to cater for the ever-growing population into the suburb. You see, these factors are important. The Victorian state government, local developers and investors, they won't inject hundreds of millions of dollars into this suburb without doing their homework. They've studied the area. They can see the growth, potential, and population increase. Piggyback off them. Use their research as your confidence. I see Springvale in the southeastern suburbs as what Port Melbourne was, say, 20 years ago. It's no longer the second preference when it comes to suburb selection. It is now the #1 choice. But even amongst all those changes, our home holds characteristics true to its heritage. The timber floors, high ceilings, ornate cornicing, the solid weatherboard home. These are reminders that homes back in the 50s were built by craftsmen, not tradesmen. They built icons, not eyesores. They were built to last, not to a budget. Accompanied by some 1/6 of an acre in land, there is a host of options available to you. We've seen neighbours extend, demolish, rebuild, maybe even put an in-ground swimming pool at the back. All these options are feasible. You know why? Springvale nowadays defy the laws of over-capitalisation. It has now become bulletproof real estate. But the reason why you need to act today and buy now is because interest rates are at all-time lows. There's never been more affordable to borrow money and invest and secure your future. With capital growth trends increasing over the last 12 months, now is the time to buy. My grandfather once told me an old Chinese proverb that the best time to have planted a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. And you see, I relate that to the real estate here in Springvale, that the best time to have purchased was 20 years ago. The next best time is today.